Jai Sachidanand, Pulinanandji Deepakanandji, Kashyap.
Sachidanand.
Okay, Pulinanandji, Jai Sachidanand.
Yes, Jai Sachidanand.
Please recite the three mantras, please.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitra.
Namo Varihantanam.
Namo Arihantaram.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo
Namo Siddharam.
Namo Mayariyanam.
Namo
Namo Hayariyaram.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Vasayaram.
Namo Loe Avasahuram.
Namo Loe Sava Sahuram.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Eso
Eso
Navapapappanasano.
Mukaro.
Manglanam cha Savlesim.
Mangalanam cha Savlasim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Adamant
Havai
Mangalam.
Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah
Om
Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Yeah, Jai Sachidanand Mahatma. So last time we left it again at saying, Vyavasthit Shakti, doubtfulness, fearlessness, separation in our daily life. And you want to share any examples?
Yeah, one thing last time we were discussing, so we talked about this, Jagat Kalyan, right? Pulinanandji Deepakanandji told about Jagat Kalyan and Rajniji shared his experience. So regarding that, I wanted to say that because right now because we are not leading beauty of our lifestyle, we are not living perfectly normal lifestyles. So our environment is such that we are having Aadhi, Vyadhi, also, Upadhi and Vyadhi, So Aadhi we can handle, but the Vyadhi and Upadhi, because, say for example, the new lifestyle, more radiation is there, for example, and more these plastics are there, so this also we have to find our normality, so that is what I feel. That also is a part of Pratikrama, I feel.
Okay, so how does the war and all that affect you externally?
Sorry?
How does the war and everything affect you in your daily life?
War, that is will affect whatever, but besides that, the increased radiation and increased, this it's a chemical food, adulteration. This also is a kind of, abnormality which we face,
Okay, Pulinanandji, you want to talk more about that?
You see, these are situations which are beyond our control. So, in that, to the extent we can do a discrimination, we may do. In the sense, nowadays there's a fad of taking organic food. If you're talking of chemicals and chemical pollution in the air, there is nothing much you can do except that you change your routine where you get fresh air in the morning or something. Avoid polluting areas if possible. If possible. Food, though, obviously, we can take discretion wherever possible, clean vegetables and all that. If you say contamination in the food part of it. Agree plastics, so yes, you're right. Then avoid plastic drinking water bottles and things. The summary
We
is
can,
the
we
extent
can
possible.
we can
Ek minute.
reduce packaged foods. For example, this wheat flour. Packaged wheat flour has alloxan. So there was a case in Chennai High Court also that the person, he said that they are selling wheat adulterated with alloxan, because why they put alloxan to maintain its color. So people want that wheat flour doesn't change its color, but the alloxan is helping that. But alloxan is a chemical which is causing diabetes. Because it is used for inducing diabetes in experimental animals to test diabetic medicines. So like that, there are all other chemicals in packaged foods, to so we can reduce that. And for radiation, there are methods, to reduce radiation. So like that, we can adjust.
So there you are. You have the answer.
Yeah, that's my experience. I told my experience.
There you are. You see, see, all this is this for intellectual persons who have the capacity to read and understand and diagnose. For a layman, he is not even aware of all this. So for us, all you see, our focus is on spiritual awareness, increasing spiritual awareness, and watching. And watching file number one, what it does. Incidentally, you are getting such inputs. So wherever it's possible, wherever there is possible, where you have control, you can avoid all these harmful things. Because Dada Bhagwan had said that this is Kalyuga. So all the original flavors in food, vegetables, fruits are gradually going to diminish. And anyway, it has been predicted by Tirthankars that as the fifth era, uh, of this time cycle, as it progresses, then this is going to happen. There's ozone depletion, then heat radiation and all that. This anyway is going to happen. So whatever is best with us, we do it and then move on. So what we have to say is, tell file number one, you have got trapped in this Kalyuga. You have been roaming for moksha since many life cycles. Now that you've got it, make the best use of it and square up your accounts and simply exit this world or this, this life birth. So, to the best possible we do, otherwise just observe what's happening, because we cannot control what is not in our hands.
Dadaji
As
has
it,
said that don't eat outside food. But what we do is that we bring the outside food in the home and then we eat it. So packaged food.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
That is So means this is traditional. Traditionally, people were not doing this. So they can also realize this is just common sense. Actually.
You see, common sense for you and me who have got the inner happiness of the soul and want to get liberated. For people
Yeah.
outside, non-initiated, for them, happiness is materialistic happiness. Happiness lies in the happiness of the five senses. So
Yeah.
the outside food, relishing tasty food is a source of happiness. Seeing movies is a source of happiness. So for them, we cannot do much except when they suffer and come into pain points. Then we can tell them that real happiness lies not in temporary things, but in the permanent self. But
Yeah.
for us that we have initiated, we can only take that much of precaution. And you're right, outside food, it is Dada Bhagwan who opened our eyes and cautioned us and told us. Otherwise, even we would be doing the same thing. We would be sailing in the same boat. Now that Dada Bhagwan has said that the food that we eat is a very, very vital thing for us. And from the food, the atoms that get into our body, mind is formed from those atoms, you see. So it has a deep impact on the mind. Water on food weight from 2 points of view. One from the hygiene point of view, bacteria, infection, cleanliness, and other from the bhav point of view. With what intentions and what vibhav is a person, whoever is preparing the food has prepared the food. So that also plays a big part in the quality of food or the recipe or the dish that is prepared. And we eat such things, you know. So those also has an impact on us. So we were lucky. We are lucky in the sense we have got this inputs where we can take care of file number one. Essentially, this is all to take care of file number one, to see that it is not unnecessarily made impure by external food and water and environment. As it is, we have got one big impurity to clear. Whatever kashais and whatever this thing most we have brought, that we have to clear. But take care of the body, have discretion in the type of food you eat and things like that, so that it will help you in your pursharth. Dada Bhagwan used to say, I'm doing so much with this and purifying you. I mean enhancing your jagrati, and then you go and eat all outside food and uh, overturn it, or it gets all polluted. So we are very lucky that we have got this piece of input. And in fact, to some extent, even external awareness has started. Awareness from outside people has also started in the quality of food and these allergens. And as you just rightly said, that it contains that chemical which is increasing diabetes. So nature is working both ways. One is it is adding additives and impurities, and there's another hand of group of people who are very alert on all the allergens and all that. So that will happen. That will happen. That will continue. We have to use our discretion to the best of our abilities, see whatever best we can do, and just move on. But outside food, yes, definitely. That is our point. That is where we can have control. And what you said rightly was there, because people are not going outside, especially with this Zomato and all, and all that. So people are ordering food at home and then they're eating outside food at home. But you see, these are all signs and symptoms of the Kalyuga. Then if I just extend one step ahead, this AI, artificial intelligence, that is also one step. So it is a symptoms or sign of the things to come. Human beings are losing their capabilities to think logically, to rationalize. Now that they're all dependent on the machines now. They will machine to it. So it is evident that as time progresses, say hundreds or thousands of ago, the capabilities and capacities of the human body will gradually diminish, and machines will come, pollutions will come. Because if the Kalyuga has to come, if the downfall has to come, some limits are going to be there. So that there will be severe heating was predicted. Now, ozone is one of the things that we have been, scientists have been saying, and people are also aware of that movement. So this was anyway destined. And to the best extent, with the help of Dada's grace and Dada's knowledge, whatever we can do to protect file number one from impurities, external impurities, and do our own purushas, square up the impurities of the kashais and move on. Because if you do too much of analysis on that end, there'll be no end to it. But you can get inputs and gradually see what is the best you can go for. True. Yes, sir.
Deepakanji?
Yes, Chidanand, very short. Even during the times of Tirthankara, chaos was there, disturbance was there. Now it has changed in a different order. But they made their way through and got liberated. So, in short, we can say the world will not change for you. You change yourself for your own goodness, for your benefit, and for your progress. Yes, one thing is there, we will have to compromise so many things. For example, people feel that meat is the good source of everything, so nutrition and all. But today, milk itself is uh, not normal and natural. What are you going to do? People still take. There are people who don't take. So it is our choice, and many times you don't want to get away with it. I can't leave my tea, I can't leave my coffee, I can't leave my milk. So it doesn't matter even if it comes. So that's what. Discretion lies on with you only. You decide, you make your own decision for your own progress. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Kushabhai?
Can I ask a doubt about the one section?
Bolo.
Yeah, I will share. It's in Gujarati and also in English. Dada Vani 2009, 6 June. Jhan nahi klesh tya dharam. Where there is no conflict, there is religion. I didn't understand this one, because other places it is saying where the conflicts are reduced, there is religion, or but here it says where there is no conflict, there is religion. I will read it, then please explain. આ ક્લેશ કાઢવા ધર્મ કરવા પડે એ પ્રાકૃત ધર્મો છે અને મોક્ષ એ આત્મધર્મથી પ્રાપ્ત થાય. To follow religion and to be rid of conflict is relative religion, the religion of the non-self, and moksha liberation is attained to through real religion, the religion of the self. જ્યાં ક્લેશ નથી ત્યાં યથાર્થ જૈન, યથાર્થ વૈષ્ણવ, યથાર્થ શૈવ ધર્મ છે. જ્યાં ધર્મની યથાર્થતા છે ત્યાં ક્લેશ ના થાય. આ ઘેર ઘેર ક્લેશ થાય છે તો એ ધર્મ ક્યાં ગયા? Wherever there is no conflicts and discord, there is the exact religion of the Jain, the Vaishnav, and the Shaivite. Since there are conflicts in every home, where have these all religions gone? સંસાર ચલાવવા માટે જે ધર્મ જોઈએ છે તે શું કરવાથી ક્લેશ ના થાય? એટલે જો આવડી જાય તો એ ધર્મ પામ્યા ગણાય. If a person learns the art of living whereby it reduces all conflicts from his worldly life, then it can be said that he has attained religion. ક્લેશ રહિત જીવન જીવવું એ જ ધર્મ છે. હિન્દુસ્તાનમાં અહીં સંસાર જ પોતાના ઘર સ્વર્ગ. થશે તો મોક્ષની વાત કરવી, નહીં તો મોક્ષની વાત કરવી નહીં. સ્વર્ગ નહીં તો સ્વર્ગની નજદીક થવું જોઈએ ને ક્લેશ રહિત થવું જોઈએ. તેથી શાસ્ત્ર કહ્યું કે જે કિંચિત માત્ર ક્લેશ છે ત્યાં ધર્મ નથી. જેલની અવસ્થા હોય ત્યાં ડિપ્રેશન નહીં, ને મહેલની અવસ્થા હોય ત્યાં એલિવેશન નહીં. એવું હોવો જોઈએ. ક્લેશ વગર જીવન થયું એટલે મોક્ષની નજદીક આવ્યો. તે આ ભાવમાં સુખી થાય જ. મોક્ષ દરેક જોઈએ છે, કારણ કે બંધન કોઈનું ગમતું નથી. True dharma is to live life without conflicts. In India, only if one's own home becomes like heaven can one begin to talk about liberation, but not otherwise. The home may not be like heaven, but at least it should come close to being one. Your life should become free of conflicts, and that is why the scripture says, where there is slightest of conflict, there is no religion. Inner harmony means no feelings of depression or elevation, no depression in the jail and no elevation in the palace. If your life becomes free of conflicts, know that you have come close to liberation. Everyone wants liberation because no one likes to be bound. When your life becomes free of conflicts, your liberation will be close by. ક્લેશ ન થાય તો જાણવું કે આપને આ સાચા માર્ગ ઉપર છીએ. સંસારનો ધર્મ સાચો ખરો, પણ એના ધર્મમાં ક્લેશ ન રહે. એને જો ક્લેશ છે ને પછી કહે છે કે અમારો ધર્મ સાચો, તો એ મથાર્થીઓ છે. મતનું રક્ષણ કરે છે, પોતાનો આત્માનું રક્ષણ કરતા નથી. એટલે ક્લેશ ઘરમાં ના રહે ત્યારે જાણવું. This is just that people go around taking stress on their head, needlessly saying, I am doing something, I follow such and such religion, I belong to this religious sect. Hey, you have a lot of conflicts at home. Your face looks like as if you have drunk castor oil. Will there be castor oil on the face of person where there's religion? That thing keeps tormenting inside because they have not understood this religion at all. क्लेश ने धर्म बे साथे चालता होए तो क्लेश ओछो थतो जवा જોઈએ જો ઓછો થતા જાય તો જાણવું કે ધર્મ અસર થાય છે જ્યાં ક્લેશ થાય ત્યાં અધર્મ છે કમ્પ્લીટ અધર્મ ધર્મના નામે તે અધર્મ કરી રહ્યા છે તે તોય આવી દુનિયા ચાલે છે ને if conflict and religion are together then conflict should decrease. If the conflict decreases, then know that the religion is working. But what if it does not decrease at all? And where there is conflict, there is adharma, not religion, complete non-religion. They are doing adharma in the name of religion. Even then, such worldly life goes on, does it not? So here, before I used to read that religion, when there is less of conflict, that is called religion. But here it says that where there is no conflict, that there is religion. This is the main doubt which I have. I read this section. Please explain.
Deepakanandji?
See, the purpose of religion, you look into tenets of every religion, the pillars of every religion, the basic philosophy of any religion. It never supports conflicts. It never supports differences. It also says accept other religions also. So that point is very clear that today people are talking about religion. They are the more insist on their religion and saying their religion is the best, top of the world, their religion is way of life and all that. But what is important is you must live that religion. You must walk what you talk. That is what is said. Yes. So the idea is, it is said that if you are strictly following your religion, then gradually your conflict should reduce. That is first point. And then the finality is, if the conflicts haven't gone, they're still there, then where is your religion? So the idea is, if you are following whatever is your religion, then your conflict should reduce and ultimately it should end. This is the idea. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Pulinanandji?
Yeah, rightly said. That's true. Essentially, what Dada is trying to throw light on a normal person, that is non-Mahatma, that if you are really practicing your religion, the relative religion, then clashes or conflict should reduce. If it is not reducing, then you are not on the true path, even of your relative religion. So he's just trying to throw light on what true religion, the relative religion is, from a different perspective. So if you have differences of opinion and conflicts, then you are not even following the religion as you practice. So it is just a variation. First it reduces and it goes to zero. So it basically points to, reducing of kashais, reducing of potapanu. Dada said that if you have this thing opinion that no, my religion is the best religion, superior. So then that's a sort of a potapanu. And Dada says that if that is there, then you aren't even following the founder of your own relative religion. Even the founder of the Christian religion or Sikh religion or Muslim, they never had all this. So he's trying to put things in perspective from a different angle of clashes or conflicts, where there should be no agra, there should be no conflict. That's the point of this whole paragraph.
So means before first step, it will reduce and then it will become zero. Means. But I think here in a different context, Dadaji is saying it should be zero. So I think some other context.
See, that depends on who the other opposite person is. Depending on the person at the other end, speech flows and words are appropriately used. You see, nothing goes zero directly. It is always a casual progress. So it is just it's just a play of words depending on the nimit at the other end.
Depending on. Thank you.
Deepakanandji?
I can just add a few things. one who has started following the religion, then his clashes, his conflict should reduce. But if someone is already into the religion, then he should see that the conflict ends. Jai
Right.
Satchidananda.
Yes.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. Lalita Ben, Meera Ben, Rani Ben, Shailya Ben, do you have any experience on Aadhi, Vyadhi, Upadhi, fearlessness during the week? Shailya Ben? Go ahead, Shailya Ben.
Yeah. Jai Satchidanand, Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji.
Jai Satchidananda.
Yeah, my question was actually, I came across this Aptaputra in the WhatsApp as usual. So this one was about, I'll just read it. It says, worshipping alternatives. What does one gain from it? Only sorrow, right? God has said, don't go where everyone else goes. Return from where everyone goes. So what alternatives is he mentioning here?
Pulinanji?
I didn't understand this thing.
Can it be put on? Let me just see.
Yeah, this came, I'll tell you the date, Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday.
Saturday ko hai.
In the meanwhile, can you just read the first part of that sutra?
Sure.
Just read it.
The Hindi में also I can say, विकल्पों की उपासना करने से क्या मिलेगा?
विकल्पों की
विकल्पों से
हाँ
विकल्पों
हाँ
की उपासना करने
हाँ
से क्या मिलेगा?
क्या मिलेगा?
दुख
हाँ
ही मिलेगा. एंड
हाँ
भगवान ने कहा था कि सब जहां जाएं वहां मत जाना, जिस राह सब जाएं वहां से वापस मुड़ जाना.
हाँ. So this is a relative statement that people are blindly following what others are following, just because I belong to a particular group of religion or sect, and everybody is doing that, I am doing that. And the danger here is vikalpo, that is I and mine, basically it's I am so and so. So wherever that is there, then there is no guarantee that you may be on the path of liberation. Essentially, it's a subjective thing. This sutra is with reference to someone's query. And basically what it's trying to say is don't blindly follow others. They may not be on the right path. See what, and the definition of right and wrong is vikalp. I did this, I did that, I am so and so. With all that is there, that necessarily may not be on the right path. So don't follow everybody. And if you're following blindly everybody, then return from that path and return to what God is saying or where the enlightened person is saying.
Okay.
So
here it's referring to a particular religion or
in general for all religion, this is true for all religions.
Yeah,
Hardcore fanatics of any religion.
Fanatics of religion. Okay.
Hardcore fanatics, they blindly follow, and then they may not be leading to the true path of liberation.
Okay. Yes.
So he says, return from where others are going.
Okay. I think I understood. But if suppose you're born in a particular, let us say the circumstances leads you to a particular group or people, and you're trying to adjust to that. How do we know where this path is leading? I mean, we just go by what, whether it rings true, right? Whether it's whether it actually follows the agyas. Is it how do we I'm not able to.
It is true. You see, everybody is born into a family practicing certain religion.
Yes.
Certain rituals or guru or something.
Right.
So that is perfect. Until we are initiated by the other, we obviously feel that is right and that is the protocol or that is the way things should be done.
Yes.
Having attained Gnan and having realized that who we are, so we know what is the truth. And very rightly, as it has come out in Dr. Kashyap's previous discussion
Yes,
is,
exactly.
is it leading to suffering, misery? Is it leading to conflicts? So if there is, in spite of practicing whatever we have got by way of birth,
Yes,
by way of family inheritance, that we have to follow. But if you find that it is still not reducing my conflicts, it is not reducing my unhappiness or sorrow, then
exactly.
there is a question mark.
Yes,
There is a question mark.
exactly.
And fortunately, we have what is that we have Dada's Gnan, so we know what is right and what is wrong,
Yes,
and what religion should really lead us to conflict-free living.
yes,
So that is the way we can reconcile. So then what happens is, we are placed at an advantage. We have one religion that we have got by birth, and one religion or one science that we have got by way of Dada's Gyan. So with that vision, with the vision of Dada Bhagwan, we can we can very well understand what the religion we are following by way of birth. By way of birth, if someone is following some Aarti, pujas and upas and all that, then the true purpose of that we will come to know by way of Dada's Gnan. What is the real purpose of it? So that is how we can align both. We can still continue following the religion that we have got by birth, but with the understanding of Dada Bhagwan.
Okay, I got it. Now how will
And one more thing, Dada Bhagwan says, the doer of whatever rituals or practices that you are doing by way of inherited religion, that is separate, and you are separate, the soul of your observer.
Yes,
Of your soul or the observer.
yes,
So Dada says that anyway, Dada didn't stop. Even Jains, Vaishnavas and all, they didn't stop anybody, because Dada knew, okay, you are separate, and the doer of this mind, body, speech is separate.
yes.
So in our case, Dada knew, okay, whatever he or she has charged, that will play out. Having gone in a particular family or religious sect, you are going to follow those principles and practices, and those will gradually taper off and will align with Dada's viewpoints.
Yes.
So we have whatever we are born in, we can continue, but with the enhanced vision of Dada's science, that and the doer is doing it, and we can get a double advantage. All these practices we will do with an objective to become clash-free, conflict-free, to remain vitrag,
Okay,
So if we do it, then people may find a difference that I'm also doing these prayers and every day. You are also doing, but you seem to be more at peace, more cool, calm. So what is the mystery? And then that's how it helps others also.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Because file number one has anyway brought it by birth, so it is anyway going to play out the discharge.
Okay.
So we have to observe the discharge and let the discharge be done with in view. Let the discharge be done in view of the Dada's science, with the help of Dada's science, vision, with Dada's science vision. So that's how both can be aligned. They will not be at
It's
conflict.
awareness. Okay, I got it. And we just have to make sure we don't, the sense of doership should not be there. And that's how we incorporate. Okay, I got it.
Doership, even if thoda ho gaya, even if little bit doership, or you got engrossed in those activities, does not matter, but you are doing it with the proper perspective or vision. Why I'm doing what I'm doing. Even the prayers, sometimes people just chant mechanically, they don't know the meaning, but
Yes,
now
all
know
the
the
time.
meaning. Now we know the meaning. So that is the advantage. That is the advantage. You understand?
I got it.
Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Deepakanandji?
Just see, the whole world is following different religions. So there are several religions. Now everyone claims that this is the religion of self, this is the true religion, this is the way of life, and all that. But what Dada here is trying to say, what I understand, that if you are pursuing and following the religion of self or religion of soul, then you will be freed from all these religions, and you will also understand that they are talking about self, but they are talking about the self as their religion and have differences, or they experience separateness from other religion. they have differences with other religions. So if you are following the religion of self and if you have acquired that religion, then you will definitely be not following any of these world religions. And still you will be able to accept every religion without any problem whatsoever. So here, that's what this religion, worshipping alternatives means religion of differences, whereas religion of self is unique and final, which we have acquired through Dada Bhagwan, which help us accept all other religions without any differences, and we also accept ourselves. Jai Satchidanand.
Yes, Sachin, I got it. Thank you.
Jai Sachidan. Okay, Lolita-ben?
Oh, Jai Sachidanand, Pulinanandji and Deepakanandji, Mahatmas. I just wanted to add to that because I remember when Dada came here, Radhe and his father would be sitting in the puja room, and we have a shivling at home that's been worshipped for 80 years. So, these are things he had brought with him, and Dada told him after Gyan, he said, continue to do what you're doing, but say who is doing it, and it just kind of completes what you said, that, you're brought up in a certain religion and certain practices, and once you get Gyan, then the separation occurs and you see who is the doer and who's, observe yourself doing the puja. So I just wanted to add to that. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay. Deepika, your comment?
Yeah, it's like, see, these are all, the world religions are doership-based religion. So when you have acquired the religion of self, you are freed from all kind of doership. So here you will continue doing the ritualistic religion, but your focus won't be on the ritual, but your focus will be on the self. That is soul
Correct.
who is performing. Right? Jai
Yes,
Sachidanand.
yes. Jai Sachidanand.
Pulinanji, you want to add something?
No, fine. She just supported that. Dada said, you see, Dada knew this. Dada knew this, and I've also had a first-hand experience, years ago when I had gone for pollution in Hyderabad. There was a family of husband and wife, reasonably old, maybe around 60 or so. And the husband was deep into Akram Vignan and all. And Paryushan, and they were hardcore Jains, hardcore Jains. So, and during Paryushan, Jains very strictly go to Upashray, and then they do this Pratikama, over there. They don't miss it out. And they were initiated maybe a few years into this. And husband was a hardcore follower. The wife was 50-50, right? And when we would go to the house, means I was staying somewhere else, but would go to their house in the evening for the evening satsang. They were on a multi-story building on the top. So we would enter the lift and go to his house up, and the lady, would enter the same lift from the top and go down to for her Kramik Mahat Paryushan, So Dada knew this, that whatever you have brought and ingrained is going to play out. She very, very hardcore. So it was playing it out. And Dada knew that gradually taper. And it did happen. It did happen. A few years down the line, then gradually she felt, no, this pollution of our Dada Bhagwan's this thing is far better and superior, gives more results, effective in curtailing kashais and things like that. So and then gradually she also joined us. So it's a matter of tapering off if it is very hardcore, or being an observer of who is doing it. Both things are there. Yes.
Jai Sachidanand. Kashyap?
Just that sutra which was displayed, Vikalponi Upasna, worship alternatives, means that worshipping means that alternatives means the doership, right? I am the doer, and if I understood correct, what is the worshipping meaning actually? What is meaning worshipping?
Pulinanji?
Worshipping altar. Actually, upasana ne, the person has translated the word upasana as worshipping. It is not really alternatives, but vikalpo ni upasana kare. Vikalpo means I am the doer. I did this much fasting. I did this much puja, or I did this much this thing. So if you are going to worship, upasana means all those vikalp that of doership, then what will happen? You will always get suffering. Na? That's
Upasana
the
or worship. Upasana or worship means what does it mean here?
eh?
What does
Upasana.
upasana?
Upasana, loosely, yes, upasana means worshipping, upasana, worshipping, that's true, it's worshipping.
What it means, what they are saying to the worshipping the alternatives.
Alternatives is not the right word if you ask me.
Right.
Alternatives is not the appropriate translation of vikalponi upasana.
Okay.
Because then
So,
it has the same thing. The puzzle that you have arisen, or it has arisen to you is that way.
so means vikalpo. So if we go by the Gujarati vikalpo ki upasana, what it exactly means, that I am the doer, that is means.
Yes. See, there are two words. One is sankalp and one is vikalp. Sankalp means I and vikalp means mine. So wherever that I
opposite.
vikalp is I, sankalp is mine. So wherever there is vikalp, that I am so and so, I did this, I am father, I am son. Everywhere, wherever I is used, that is all vikalp. So if you are going to remain in the doership state, then somewhere is going to lead to sorrow. That's okay.
That is the upasana.
That is upasana.
Deepakanandji?
Jai Satchidanand. Actually, what I understand, these religions of the world, that means you have so many alternatives. But religion of self, there is no alternative. So where there are alternatives, where people get differentiated and they follow different religions, that is not the religion of self. And so it is said, don't follow these worldly religion, follow the religion of self, which is free from all kind of alternatives. It is one and only one and final. Jai Satchidanand. Not that they are wrong, not that they are wrong. Until you have acquired the religion of self, you will be following any of the worldly religion because you are born in that family where they follow that religion. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Miraben, you had an experience? Okay, there's no questions.
Jai Satchidanand, Jai Satchidanand Raji Kaka, Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji, and everyone. No, I'm just listening. I'm only listening today. I'm only listening.
No experience.
Why only listening?
Huh? I'm only listening. No questions. It's actually such a...
No questions, but experience. Your experience on Aadhi, Vyadhi, Upadhi, fearlessness, fearfulness.
Yes. I can give you that.
Anxiety at work, at office.
Yes, I can give you many examples of that. But mostly, the fearlessness, doubtlessness, fearlessness, and knowledge of awareness of self. We had gone on, we were out of town. We came back and there was all of this work related issues that were happening. We were coming back and our flight got delayed. Actually canceled. Our flight was completely canceled, and we had to stay overnight in Europe, and we couldn't come back. And we had to come back, and I had only 2 hours to revert, do laundry, revert, and then go on a business trip on Sunday night. At the end, and even deep down, I was for a good amount of time, I was actually quite anxious and filled with anxiety, not knowing what's going to happen, which is going to happen, where is going to happen, how I'm going to come back, how I'm going to manage all of these things. And then suddenly those three words came: doubtlessness, fearlessness, and awareness. And suddenly everything, I just left it to Dada, said, Dada, this is whatever is going to happen to Meera is going to happen. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. They found 24 hours later, they found a flight. I canceled my, I couldn't make the other flight, so the whole conference was canceled. But deep down, I'm telling you, the peace, the equilibrium, the peace and the equanimity was real. So I learned Vyavasthit controls everything. Meera does nothing. Meera is just this spinning top in this life. Anxiety drops away. Oh, and on top of that, my parents were coming the next day. So I had also that worry. And then everything just dropped. Everything will happen. Whatever happens is good. And it really does work. That my resolve to be in the anubhav of, to have that anubhav of Shuddhatma all the time is constant. Jai
Very
Satchidananda.
good. See, very good. You have to say something. You're not listening. You're saying something. Deepakanandji?
You have, every Mahatma have a lot to share, but sometimes you just don't know what to say. But here, see, one wonderful thing. Doubtlessness we have acquired out of grace.
Yes.
And that doubtlessness, when it comes out of our experience or our self-effort following the precepts, it will end up in fearlessness, and the ultimate experience is of absolute separateness. And what situations we are made to pass through by Vyavasthit Shakti is our mandatory karma, nikachit karma, which Meera have to pass through that agony of suffering, but you don't suffer in that whole process, and ultimately you come to know that Vyavasthit has planned for us. So we are unable to follow the Vyavasthit, understand the Vyavasthit, and accept the Vyavasthit. So this anxiety factor comes. But when we pass through such situations, then ultimately it ends up in total experience that Vyavasthit is working in its right way. We are not able to understand. But one thing is that we must always plan for, have A, B, C, D plan, and be ready for any, alternative. So when you are ready with any alternative, so you will not get carried away by any situation. You have your plan ready. So it's like mental readiness. Your mental readiness is there, which you did, and you did not have to, whatever you had to cancel and all that, that was fine, right? But ultimately, the end result is we understand that suffering was mandatory for Meera, and I perfectly observed Meera pass through that without getting affected, and she always had a good planning and inner balance. So that's a great thing. Jai Satchidananda.
Pulinanandji, you want to add something?
Jai Satchidananda.
That is true. That is true. This fearless comes with the use of Vyavasthit, and that will be further enhanced if we separate that it is file number 1 for Meera Ben who is suffering, and tell her that you try your level best in the situation, see what happens. So separation, that what will I do How will I take care of my parents? How will I attend the conference? That goes away. Moment that I moves away and it goes into Vyavasthit and I comes in the pure soul. So the learning that you have got from this experience is that how we can come back to our pure soul awareness and observe Vyavasthit at play. And not observe only, leave it like, no, try your level best under the situation. What are the best alternatives, alternate booking and things like that. So the crux is coming back to self and observing Vyavasthit of file number 1. That file number 1 was destined for this type of little bit of mental and physical suffering. And just pacify it if required. Take it easy. I'm there with you. Pacify file number 1. Take it easy. I'm there with you. Things will fall in place. Dada is there with you. So the intellect is one that is getting pacified. All this anxiety and doubt is the result of intellect. In the intellect at play, we start seeing the pros and cons of what will happen, what will happen. So that is specified with the knowledge of Vyavasthit and the doership, that I'm not the doer, Vyavasthit is the doer. So the intellect will calm down, and that is what you said, everything subside. That was the intellect got the answer. Nothing will happen beyond Vyavasthit, outside Vyavasthit. So that's how this experience will lead you next time, in case you are caught in such a situation, that the knowledge of awareness, the knowledge of Vyavasthit will pop up immediately.
Mm.
And you become calm again, little more quickly.
Even before.
Even before.
Yes. Yes.
Even before.
Jai
Yes.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Yes.
Sachidanand. Thank you. Ashabhai?
Yeah, can I ask 2 questions? 1 or 2 questions?
Bolo.
Yeah, so regarding this opinion, mann-bhed, difference in opinion, and mann-bhed, opinions I understand on differences in opinion, then divisiveness. Due to that, I understand that is mann-bhed. What is the mann-bhed? I please explain.
Pulinanandji?
See, mann-bhed means our mind cuts off from the other person. Whenever there is a difference of opinion with someone, so we feel bad, and then there are conflicts, and then after some time it gets resolved with Gnan. But mann-bhed means full and final. That is, a severe difference of opinion might lead to mann-bhed, where we say full and final. Now I have got nothing to do with this person. Henceforth, I will keep a distance from that person. So that is called mann-bhed, or breaking down at the mind level. That the mind just.
Can you give a small example? What is about regarding mann-bhed?
As I said, supposing there's a conflict with someone, repeated conflicts takes place, and then sometimes the hurt the other person causes to us, the hurt the other person causes to us is so deep, it's so very deep, that we just say nothing doing. Now I'm finished with this person. I'm not going to have any relationship with that person in the extreme case, or I'm going to be very superfluous with this person in the little milder case. But I have no I don't want to maintain any relationship with the person. I don't want to have any rapport, or I don't want to, have any goodwill for the person. So that's breaking down at the mind level, mann-bhed, the mind totally cuts. Mind
that
totally
will have bhav and tiraskar also?
That is a very higher end of, no, above tiraskar, but it does not cut off. Above means in the mind level, I have a dislike. And tiraskar is an aggravated form of that, where I'm there. But it's not a mann-bhed. There, it's one-sided, that I am having negative feelings for the other person. If the feelings are there, then tomorrow if the other person, because of the other person's behavior, but if the other person's behavior changes in alignment with what I want, then again, I will be back with him. But mann-bhed, come what may, I am not going to come back to him. I have nothing to do with this person. Breakdown of relationship, basically. At the mind.
At the mental level.
It is very severe. It is very severe. Then the behavior will also happen like that. It will be very superfluous or just not existing type. Sometimes we see in our, I've observed in some relatives, Mahatmas and all, they typically they say, with this person in our family. It could be a brother, it could be somebody else, anybody, XYZ. And they say, we have stopped talking to that person. We have no relationship with them. They didn't invite us for their son's wedding. Now we will not go to their son's wedding, and full and final. We have severed our relationship with that person. So at times I hear such stories also. Now that is the
mann-bhed, right? That is difference. That is separation.
mann-bhed, because at the mind level you have cut off with the person's behavior.
You still meet that person, but at the mind level you don't talk with that person.
I don't talk. I don't talk. Yeah.
What?
Deepakanandji?
Hey, Satchidanand. See here what Dada has said so nicely. Viewpoints are bound to differ, but if when one sticks on to his decision, sticks on to his viewpoint and doesn't accept the other person's viewpoint, that is where that it has gone into your mind level. You are not adjusting or accepting the other person's viewpoint. And the outcome of getting stuck at the mind level is the bodily separation is bound to occur anytime. Does that clarify?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Jai Satchidanand.
Yes.
Very such.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
one more
Kashyap
thing, short. This in the Charan Vidhi we say Aapnu Gyan Darshan Chit Ane Sukh Maru Gyan Darshan Chit Ane Sukh Apo. Okay. So, but in the other times we take 4 pillars of moksha: Gyan, Darshan, Chit, and Tap. So Tap and Sukh are the same thing, or in this context, Sukh means the which kind of I think it means the same thing, right? Or it is similar, or what is the why they didn't say Tap? In this there must be a reason. I was thinking about that.
Deepakanandji?
See, the top part is everyone's independent stuff. Stuff cannot be common, but Gnan, Darshan, Charitra, and Sukh will be common and same for all. But the journey of surpassing the tap and suffering will be individual. So I can't ask for that, Dada Bhagwan, your Gyan, Darshan, Charitra, and tap and Sukh will be mine. No, because it is not practical. Did you understand?
Yeah, got it. Right.
Jai Satchidanand.
Pulinanandji, you want to add something?
See, Tap actually has got inbuilt into this. Whenever Gnan Darshan is there, and you are required to do Tap, only then and then the Charitra will open up, really speaking. Charitra means to observe, to see, know and see. So, Tap is invariable. So, the Gnan Darshan, Charitra and Tap, that is the 4 pillars of Moksha Marga. And only if Tap takes place, that is holding on today's viewpoint and working against the Prakriti, that is where Tap is, the friction. So, and when that takes place, the Charitra or the observing status will happen. So, Gnan Darshan, Charitra are the 4 pillars of Moksha Marga, whether it is Kramik or Akram. And here, when we are asking from the Dada Bhagwan, and once you have this stuff, Charitra will open up. Charitra will not open up unless there is stuff. So only when you have Tap will Charitra open up, and when Charitra open up, the result is Sukh. The result of Charitra is Sukh. So when we are asking for Sukh, the Gnan Darshan, Apnu Gnan Darshan, Charitra and Sukh, it is, the Tap is inbuilt into it, because unless there is Tap, Charitra won't open up and happiness will not come. So that's how we ask for the whole thing of Dada Bhagwan. And it is inbuilt into that. Charitra opens up only after Tap takes place.
And the Sukh also will open up.
See, I'll give one very small example. Very simple. Now, I'm walking on the road. And then I see this shop, that shop. Oh, new restaurant has opened up, or new gold shop has opened up, and then I'm busy in that. But no, Dada's Agna is to see relative and real. But this is Tap in the reference to Dada's Agna. Tap is there in various formats. But so I'm doing just saying no. My mind says let me observe the external worldly things. and Dada's Ajna says, no, I will want to see the Shuddhatma in all. So then I'm saying Shuddhatma, Shuddhatma, Shuddhatma. So that is a little tap, away from what the mind wants to say. And what is the result? I'm experiencing bliss. I'm experiencing Sukh. So with that, Charitra opens up and Sukh also opens up.
Charitra and Sukh are together always, right? I understand.
Charitra means observance here. When Charitra is the happiness is the outfall, no? Because the Sukh, we are talking of Atma Sukh, and that Sukh is come only by remaining in observer status.
When it comes into the contact, the bliss will occur.
Bliss is there, automatic by default, instant.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. Okay, time is up. So, Deepakanandji, please determine the please.
Jai Satchidanand, Namo Vitragaya,
Namo Vitragaya,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Loe Savasahunam,
Namo Loe Sapa Sahunam,
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Eso Panchanamukkaro,
Savapavappanasano,
Savvapavappanasano,
Mangalanam cha Savvesim,
Mangalanam cha Savvesim,
Padamam Havai Mangalam,
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand,
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand,
Satchidanand, Deepakanandji,
Jai
Pulinanandji,
Satchidanand.
Meera,
Mahatma,
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand,
Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand, Saiya ji, Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand, Dr. Kashyap ji, Dr. Lalita Ben,
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Rani, Jai
Satchidanand.
Swami Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sarani, Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.